Ladies and gentlemen, my free-to-play brothers and sisters, today we're going to settle the ultimate question. Who's better, Winter Soldier or Ronan? But in order to do that, we're going to have to make sure, before we start testing, and before I make up some bullshit arbitrary rules to make this more interesting, to make sure that these characters are balanced. So we're using the same 23% leadership, all-attack leadership for Wasp, because in Winter Soldier's case, he can self-buff to 30%, but Ronan cannot. He's got a crit damage leadership. However, I think just for some reason Winter Soldier's base damage is higher than Ronan's, because their builds are pretty much identical, but Winter Soldier is rocking almost 29,000 physical attack. Okay, yeah, he's got 5-star Uru, and he's got 23 and 22, but otherwise it's basically the same. He's got a Stage 9 Power of Angry Hulk, he's got a CTP of Energy, and he's got a Mythic uniform with 2 physical attack buffs. Now, in the case of Ronan, it's a lot lower. It's 25,400, so he's missing about 3,400. He's got 4-star Uru, which is a little bit less, but it doesn't account for 3,000 points. It's just not going to happen, guys. The skills are fine, whatever. He's also got a Stage 9 Power of Angry Hulk. He's also got a CTP of Energy, and his uniform is legendary. So I thought we'd start it off by mythicking his uniform to get that last option, which would pretty much closely balance things out. But we need some bios. So I wanted to flex on you free-to-play noobs just for a second with my selector that expires in 1 day. Oh, crystals. My selector that expires in 1 day. And I also wanted to point out that when you go and you filter by speed types, more people pick Winter Soldier than Hawkeye. This blows my mind. Winter Soldier is 0.4, Hawkeye's 0.3. So I guess basically it's already been decided. You guys think Winter Soldier is better than Hawkeye. I don't even have to make the rest of this video, but I'm going to because I need the ad revenue. So we go over here and we have enough bios, we have enough of these blue boxes. We're gonna smash this over here. Boom, we have our mythic ninja weeaboo otaku. I was looking for the word there. He doesn't need crit rate or crit damage because he has really great stat bumps on his... Okay. He has really great stat bumps on his tier 2 passive, and ooh, there we go, on his tier 2 passive and on his uniform. But now we're pretty much, it should be pretty much equal. So now let's take a look. 27,000 difference. Okay, so he's only down by about 2,000. That's not a big deal. I also did go ahead and rank up his first gear at 22. This one's going to stay here. I need to save the tier 3 materials, so bite me. It's pretty close in terms of the overall stats. If we look here, he's max attack speed 64%, max 50, 50, 50, 67. So I think Ronan has higher detail stats. Not max attack speed, only 47 instead of 60, whatever. 21% dodge, max, almost max, max. So yes, despite having less physical attack, Winter Soldier has, or despite having more physical attack than Ronan, Winter Soldier has less stats because Ronan just gets a lot of stats from his uniforms. Now, we've done the tail of the tape. These two speed boys are ready to go. For the basis of this testing, we're gonna do something I like to call the 10-bar game. So we're going to go up against stage 20, 30, and 40 for Proxima, and we're going to see how long it takes both of these guys to hit 10 bars. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to repeat for the first Corvus kill because he respawns, so we don't have to worry about killing him the first time. And then we're also going to do the same thing for Thanos at 10 and 20, stage 10 and 20, to see who can take down 9 bars first, to take him down to 11 when he does that major phase change. So here we go. For the basis of this first test, we're just going to use Wasp's leadership with no strikers and Mysterio, who is a neutral third character. We don't want to kill her too fast, but we do want to get those bars flapping. Also, to start us off, you clowns in the comments on the first or second Ronan video kept yelling at me that I had forgotten that Ronan has all defense down on his second skill. Well, joke's on you, because his second skill, all defense down, doesn't work. You can see there, I just used it. It doesn't work on world bosses. So yeah, you're wrong. I'm right. Chicken is nice, but he does have an iframe on that skill, so it's actually not that bad. But we're gonna get this done. Oh, I missed my proc. That's great. The reason why I wanted to do a kind of 10-bar challenge is because it's new, so it's going to get you guys more interested in the video, and also because it illustrates the actual reality of playing as a character. And this is something that I've decided to, boom, there we go. So that was 48 seconds. 48 seconds. Alright, we'll be back. So yeah, what I was trying to say, the reality of playing as a character, because just going and doing, you know, one test here or there and seeing how much seeing how much damage a character does doesn't really give you a good indication of how it is like to play that character. And I've actually been wanting to do a separate guide or a separate list, because you guys know how much I love that spreadsheet, and do it like, I'm kind of like Amy in a way from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, in a small way. But yeah, the actual reality of playing as some of these characters, because while their damage seems amazing and the top players do so well with them, when you actually play with them, the difficulty to time their skills and etc., you know, can actually make them a lot harder to play. So it's kind of like, you know, to make it a bit more simple, how hard is this character to play as? So it seems as though, okay, yeah. There we go. So it was just about. So we're gonna call that 46 seconds. So Winter Soldier, yay, takes the first win, getting to 5 bars faster than Ronan on stage 20 Proxima. Let's jump over to stage 30. For stage 30, we're gonna introduce a second impartial buff character. This time it is Valkyrie. Again, we just don't want these to take, you know, 3, 4, 5 minutes to clear, and we want to get an accurate representation of how these characters will play, so we want to put them in sort of real situations where things are actually going to happen. Strikers are pretty much the only thing that we try to avoid. How are you not going into your next phase? Strikers are the only thing we try to avoid when we're doing these kinds of tests, because strikers, you know, are unpredictable. And the lack of predictability means that you could have a striker that's constantly doing all defense down and constantly doing mind control and stacking and blah, blah, blah. And then you could have a striker who's basically just snoozing and laying on his ass and doing basically nothing. So it's important to get a feel, and sometimes characters appear to benefit more from having support strikers or not. So that's also something that it's hard to quantify, but it's something that is good to measure, because, you know, you want to know. Straight up, it's information, my dude. The more information we have, the more money we can gamble. Okay, this is textbook 101. Okay, did I get down to 5 bars? Wait a minute. Was it down to 5 or down to 4? I don't remember. Anyways, he got it in 1 minute and 7 seconds. So that is 67 seconds. Let's go on to Winter Soldier. All right, we gotta beat Ronan. Because what I want to do is I want to make you guys feel bad for all of your crystal purchases with the new uniform. No, I'm kidding. But seriously, part of the reason why I want to do this is to just illustrate that despite the fact that they're both speed types, despite the fact that they're both free-to-play heroes, Ronan is enormously easier to play than Winter Soldier. And being easier to play means that you're less frustrating to play. And conversely, being not easy to play means that you're much more frustrating to play. So I actually do want to illustrate that while, you know, Winter Soldier is still the champion for a lot of players, he's so hard to play, so hard to time his skills properly to get maximum damage out of him. He kind of has the apocalypse syndrome. And another thing on top of that is he's a lot easier to kill. Winter Soldier is a lot more squishy than Ronan. Ronan has multiple iframes. Ronan has immunity on his damage skill. You don't know how good immunity is on the skill that you proc your obelisk on until you have to run around like a chicken with your head cut off 1 second before you proc your obelisk, because the sky's going to rain down and you're going to die if you don't. So these simple design differences actually do make for a pretty large difference in practice. But we're going to snipe her down. That pretty much counts. That was 1 minute and 15 seconds. So that is also known as 75 seconds, I believe. There we go. So on this stage, Ronan takes the cake, a full 8 seconds ahead of Winter Soldier. Let's jump onto stage 40. Now, I know what you're thinking. Cynicalex, you brought 5 strikers. I did, yes. I want to get this done in a timely manner, and none of these strikers have all defense down. None of these strikers have any sort of super... Did I completely miss my proc? Are you fucking... None of them have super offensive, you know, bending properties, so they're not going to influence the damage that I'm doing very much, but they are going to speed us along and give us kind of the most realistic approach to the damage that these two characters do, how often they hit to bring out these strikers, and then how much extra damage that is adding on, and whether that impacts their differential in clear time. And it's just, you know, kind of fun this way, seeing some extra attackers jumping in. I had to also make sure that the leadership, I think Hyperion is striking for me a little bit, but I wanted to use Nick Fury, but I actually couldn't because he gives an unfair advantage to Ronan. They have a team up, so he gives him an additional attack speed, ignore defense, and I thought, you know, oh, the YouTube comments are going to have a field day with that, and they're going to tell me to restart the whole testing process. I need to bring in an independent third party, but there we go. 1 minute, 10 seconds to clear stage 40. Alright, I may have forgotten to mention that Winter Soldier has a team up with Shuri, but it doesn't really matter, okay? Did I just do the team up skill? I did. Whatever. It doesn't matter. My point is going to be the same. I got stunned. Are you fucking serious? Sure, fine. Get your accumulation on, buddy. Winter Soldier is hard to play. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. This is the truth. I don't care if you don't want to hear it, okay? I'm not making this video to slander Winter Soldier, but I am making a point here. Just because a character deals good damage doesn't mean that they're just automatically good. Because if they're tough as shit to play, that sucks way harder than them being good. And I think, and you know what? I'll blame myself. I think I'm part of that problem because I don't think I focus enough on how easy it is to play a character. But doing a lot more character reviews, doing a lot more comparisons, especially with bad characters, you know, lately Vision, Gamora, Drax, and recognizing what it takes to actually play well with these characters, the timing, the everything. It makes a really big difference, you know, in the hands of different players, but also just in general. And unless you have completely optimal stats with like max attack speed and stuff like that, you can actually find yourself struggling mightily with a character that most people say, oh, he's so good, he's so easy to play. So there we had it. That was 1 minute and 22 seconds, aka 82 seconds. So Ronan killed Winter Soldier in the first test, winning 2-1. Let's jump over to Corvus. Now I want to watch this old dude die super fast. I want to see those bars just melt away. That was the first. Oh, you know what? I'm going to sneak the kill in here during the year. There we go. 10 seconds. Haha. So like I was saying, I want to see this old shithead die as fast as possible. So I'm going to try to set him up for the most expedited snipe. And I completely missed my proc with Winter Soldier. And this just doesn't work. And I'm actually going to die. Or I'm going to live. But yeah, this completely messes up his timing. And, man, he's not doing that much damage. Is he not a speed type? Did I make a mistake? Why is it so slow? That took 27 seconds? Okay. Alright, I feel bad for Winter Soldier, so we're going to do one more crack of Corvus and move on to Thanos. This is stage 30, and we're going to let Corvus kind of chill out for a second, and then we're going to go into it and see if... There we go. That's a lot better. The problem with... I mean, I guess you could call it a problem. The problem with Winter Soldier's whole combo thing is that the enemy has to stay still. There's no tracking, and those explosions on the ground, he needs to stand in them. So there we go. That was with full strikers. That was 21 seconds. That was a lot better. On to the last Corvus testing. This is Ronan, stage 30 with full strikers, and this is what I mean by skills that target. Because I can, well, I didn't do enough damage there, but because Ronan's skill targets... it doesn't matter. It's okay if Corvus moves around, but I don't think we're going to be able to one-shot him here. Or maybe we will with the help of Hyperion striking for us. Nope, we're not going to. And we're going to end up finishing this one in 26 seconds. So this one is a tie. Winter Soldier won in the stage 30 with strikers by 5 seconds, whereas Corvus stage 10 was dominated, or stage 20, excuse me, was dominated by Ronan with more than half the time. 10 seconds versus 27. On to the big bad Thanos. Alright, so Big Purple Grape, take 1, stage 10. We're using Anti-Man this time around, just in case Hyperion was adding some sort of crazy bonus that I have no idea. I mean, Hyperion doesn't even hit that hard, so I highly doubt it. But we're going to see how long this takes with my procs to get him down to 15 bars. Don't iframe, you jackass. Alright, we got this. Take these procs and do my dishes, Thanos. We're going to do the very smooth double switch for both Ronan and, what what's the other guy's name? Winter Soldier, to make sure that we don't have any switching problems, so that as soon as he's ready to go, we are ready to go and ready to pelt him and kill him and do all the bad things to the bad man who tried to kill our friends because Natasha died, because I had to kill her because of the Soul Stone. Spoiler. Last proc here should make it, should do it. There we go. So he triggered his last thing there in, what was that, 53 seconds. Alright, same stage 10. This time, the White Fox, with his OP Shuri bonus, is going to take on the Mad Titan. And here is where perhaps we will see Winter Soldier make up for some of his lost ground. I think until now, all you Sebastian Stan apologists have been probably smashing the dislike button and or just generally thinking of excuses for what you can say in the comment section for why this test is bullshit. But I think you will find that Winter Soldier does better on this stage because Thanos, as a boss, doesn't move around very much in comparison to Corvus and Proxima. And this is kind of what I was saying, like the difficulty of certain characters to play. Winter Soldier definitely benefits a lot more from, I'm gonna get hit, from certain bosses because they don't move around. So they're able to, or he's able to have them soak up so much more of the damage from that 5-4 explosion. And there we go. And that was pretty much exactly the same. That was a 54-second clear. Wow. Picture perfect. For stage 20, we're definitely bringing on strikers because this shit is going to take forever otherwise, and you'll see exactly what I mean as you see the damage going in. Unlike all other world bosses, Thanos is a pain in the ass at stage 20, and I don't want to have to be here all day. You know, the last 20 minutes of this video is just this last stage being cleared slowly by both characters. So we're going to see here, but we should get an even better representation of a very realistic clear. But I wonder what you guys prefer more. Do you guys prefer this, or you guys prefer kind of a one and done oh, he guard broke me. A one and done comparison with you know, more discussion or more kind of micro. He guard broke me again. More kind of micro. This is more macro stuff. And just kind of averages and shit like that. But I did get guard broken twice, which is going to hurt Ronan's score a lot on this test. We're already at a minute, basically. So his time, I mean, we did go up 10 stages, which for Thanos is a lot of HP, a lot of defense to add, but we were already at basically half the time, so this is looking like a 2-minute clear. But the good thing here for Ronan is he can absorb these attacks, those yellow orbs that Thanos throws out, and he can also absorb the blue orbs without having to worry about any sort of debuff or anything like that. Whereas Winter Soldier, he doesn't have an iframe on 5. It's quite tricky with Winter Soldier. My proc is a little bit off here, but we're just trying to squeeze that damage in before we die. We might actually die here. Okay, we got it. That was bad. That wasn't optimal play, but that was a minute and 35 seconds. Last fight, Purple Grape versus White Fox. New children's novel coming 2021, forward by Oprah Winfrey. The White Fox takes a bite out of the Purple Grape. Yep. New Amazon feature. Wait, no, I don't want it on Amazon. No, screw that. I changed my mind. I'm releasing it with Random House. Random House is going to publish it. Yes, of course. Penguin House, whatever the one with the penguin is. Scholastic. I don't know. I don't buy books anymore. I don't read. Any readers in chat? I don't know how to read. Ooh, and I dodged that one too. Holla for a dollar. That damage is not very good. We need the accumulation. I think a lot of Winter Soldier's damage comes from that accumulation. Take this. Yeah, that was pretty good, I guess. Could have been better. Punch me. Psych. It was a trap. Oh no, I got snared. That's okay. We just need to switch quickly. Alright, we're doing pretty much the same time at... Excuse me. We're doing pretty much the same time as Ronan was. We're actually going to switch a little late here so that we can avoid those yellow dot things. And then we want to use his third skill so we don't get... we don't take damage. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Damage. Oh, this is bad. He's going to laser us. Oh, immunity was still up. There we go. Nice. This is a pretty nice run for... Oh, that's bad. for Winter Soldier. I think we should take him into the next... There we go. We took him to the next phase with that one, and that is a minute and 37 seconds. So now that we've tabulated all of the times, you can see that it is very, very close on both Corvus and Thanos. There's a bit larger of a discrepancy on Proxima, and I think that is because Proxima jumps around a lot, so that really highlights the value of a trackable skill like Ronan's fourth skill, where he completely dominated stage 30 and 40, and he was way ahead of Winter Soldier. But then some of these times are super close. I mean, the Corvus stage 20 with Winter Soldier was pretty bad. I could probably redo that and get it in about 10 to 15 seconds. But the stage 30 was a lot better and a lot closer in favor of Winter Soldier. And then look, it's like it's 3 seconds apart between the Thanos stage 10 and 20 for both of the characters. So there's only 3 seconds setting those two characters apart on their clears on 2 different stage difficulties. So overall, I would say that their offensive force is very, very similar. Despite the fact that Ronan is missing a few thousand physical attack, which I don't really think you could make up for. I don't think you're going to hit 28-8 unless you go even higher than 5-star Uru and higher than 23 or 22 on the gear. So he is missing his base stats are a little bit lower than Winter Soldier's. However, the ease of playing Ronan versus Winter Soldier is definitely what I think would, in my mind, give the victory to Ronan. So I think it edges out in favor of our new speed boy, our new ninja, Ronan, and I think he takes the cake probably 60-40 in my mind compared to Winter Soldier. What do you think of the results? How do you think I influenced them, or maybe I, secretly rigged the vote? Who do you vote for? Let me know down below in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter, Discord, etc. Subscribe if you enjoy the content and you want to support me. And of course, if you like what you see, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.